entire time I'm sitting here, you can, the right side where you see that indenture, they're constantly moving. They're constantly moving the graphene construct to disturb my rhomboid shoulder area. You can still see that my wings aren't even expressed. You understand? You don't even see my wings when I flex. They're compressed. That's not the wing that you see poking out. That's this right here is not the wing. You understand? The wing is over here. They moved it under that, and then they compress it with that thing that gets expressed that you see. That's literally, you see what just happened? That was unnatural, as I didn't even flex extra. That just goes to show you that they're literally maneuvering their technology within my body, and they're attempting to restructure me internally so that I am completely, out of sync. You understand? They're doing too much with my brain right now still. Just like the spine, you understand? And then after that, they start to do a lot, like pulling on the right side of my stomach heavily so that I get uncomfortable sitting down and have to stand up. You understand? So I just want to let y'all know that at all times throughout the day, as they act like they're tough or they act like they're doing this or that, what they're really doing for years now is synthetically fatiguing me, especially mentally. Mentally for 9 years now. You understand? Daily. It never ceases. And then after that, it only got worse. Incrementally. And so, last year, 2021, they shaved down my abs, you understand? They did a lot of other things. I told you they gave me a synthetic heart attack. It seems like they shot a hole through my left lung, and then they filled it with their material. They, my breathing hasn't been the same since, and then they compressed it a lot further in 2022, and then even more this year due to them maneuvering their construct to compress my lungs and my stomach and my throat internally, where I cannot, obstruct it or stop it, to cause internal suffocation that is, at times, and ample times, a lot more intense than someone attempting to strangle you. You understand? With two hands. So I just want you to know that they're literally suffocating me in several areas, including the brain, and that's why I'm speaking in this manner, because they're slowing down the oxygen to my brain and shocking it in several areas that I'm sure are related to my cognitive ability as well as my speech capabilities. You understand? And they're all they're doing is now compressing the wings while they grind the bones against each other, electromagnetically maneuvering it to cause physical pain. You understand? And I've dealt with this physical pain since last year, September, daily, once again. They have me isolated in Maryland, and they have me financially abused to the point where I don't even have $100 to my name. I can't travel. You understand? And then what they're doing is they're attempting to spread several lies as if I'm either, purposefully attempting to stay away from Brooklyn when I've been looking for an apartment in Brooklyn, for several years after I got back from college, before this began. And then after that, I started getting a wrench thrown in my occupation or career. You understand? I couldn't get a job because they began torturing me to the point where I couldn't even work. And when I did my last few jobs, as they were attempting to hypersensitize me, there was a lot of gaslighting activities from the government showing me the power of their oppression as they were attempting to get in my way with my employment. You understand? And so, like I said, they're doing it purposefully to leave me stressed in several real ways, as well as synthetically causing stress, just by applying pressure to my skull with their material that's underneath the face's skin and the neck skin, the head, all around it. You understand? And that's all they've been doing for the last 2 months now, is filling the entire body skin with a layer of their material to widen their construct. And so, they're starting to play social media games now with certain people, having conversations with me that I know for sure are heavily involved and have been heavily involved with the government agenda for close to 2 decades now, 20 years. You understand? I am 29. That just goes to show you, like I already proved, I've been illegally surveilled since my childhood, and they planned for this decades before I even, was able to be hypersensitized to it due to how well they hide their facts. You would have to literally be egotistical or something in order to see or hear your name in a song or phonetically hear something that sounds similar to your name and think that they're speaking about you until you get hypersensitized to their society of perpetrator confidential informants that gaslight targets all the time in specific ways that the target will recognize specifically. You understand? The person that's with you may not recognize it unless they're a good friend of yours and you have a lot of context shared and you see it and you both recognize the message that the perpetrator was attempting to portray or send to you. You understand? Send to the both of them, or whatever the case may be. So, like I said, they're still shocking my brain. Every time you hear me say and pause, is because they're attempting to shock my brain and they're trying to confuse my consciousness by speaking to it while I'm attempting to think. You understand? And they mute my inner thoughts. My voice, I cannot hear my voice in my head when I'm thinking, but I can hear all of the perpetrators with the V2K that's connected to both corti, the audio and visual corti, and they just speak whenever they want. They suffocate me when I'm attempting to speak, which is really just me thinking in my head, which is how you know how frequent they suffocate my brain as well as the other organs that are related to it in the respiratory system. You understand? And then the brain is not, but it's also being suffocated because it needs oxygen. And so, there's just several inhumane acts that they do far too consistently on a daily basis for them to ever claim friendship or to act as though they don't know what they're doing and that they are, even though they work with the government, this is enslavement that they're pushing. I am innocent, and so that precedent that they're setting is that they are willing to do this to anyone. You understand? I am completely innocent. Like I said, that one altercation that did occur that stemmed from this torture is entrapment and coercion. So it just goes to show that they're literally pushing for slavery, and that although they work with the government, they are, the most despicable criminals. All of the stereotypes that they want to apply to, minorities and gang members, all of the above, you understand, belongs to the perpetrators. They just hide their misdeeds with the government, overlooking, which makes it so easy when they have so many resources, for them to, maneuver with. Whether it's advanced technology or it's them calling the police station or the perp center, fusion center, whatever they contact specifically in order to be able to have some form of street theater set up for whatever situation they want. You understand? They literally live lawless.